Do you remember when you looked at the world with wide-eyed wonder, like a kid in a candy store? On the surface, curiosity is nothing more than what we feel when we're struck by something novel. It's a journey filled with learning, fun, and play. And we enter life enthusiastic, open with fresh ideas, and then we come out years later having learned in most cases the importance of being correct rather than being curious. And the latest research shows that while average IQ has been rising with each generation, the CQ, or creativity quotient, has been falling since 1990. Now, I was fortunate to have family and friends that fed my curiosity with trips to the museum, county fairs, plays in a park, and much, much more. Behind me are a few of the activities that I've tried to master over the course of my lifetime. And there's probably a few up there you might not expect to see. Now, curiosity at its core is the engine of growth and the seed of new ideas. When we're curious, we explore. When we explore, we discover. When we enjoy it, we do it again, and by repeating it, we develop mastery. When there is no curiosity, it creates a breeding ground for stereotyping and discrimination, which in the extreme can lead to hatred and violence. In the absence of curiosity, there is only black and white. There are no shades of gray. And curiosity starts with a question, doesn't it? And sometimes a tug on the beard. And we set out on this quest for knowledge at the earliest of ages. If you've ever talked to a preschooler, you know that they ask questions profusely. A recent study showed that an average 4-year-old can ask as many as 400 questions in a single day. I have twins. And Paul Harris, a Harvard child psychologist, has found that children can ask between 40 and 50,000 questions between the ages of 2 and 5. The physicist Neil deGrasse Tyson compares children to scientists because they like to turn over rocks and mash things together. But they're also like anthropologists. They ask people around them questions. Questions are the flashlights that shine a light on where we need to go. So it could be said that curiosity is so intuitive, so natural that even a child could do it, yet chances are for the rest of our lives we will never ask questions as unabashedly and imaginatively as we did in our formative years. By the time we reach high school, the average student asks less than one question a day. Why? Well, by then we learned that it's more important to tell the teacher what they want to hear than to ask a good question. When kids stop asking questions, they simultaneously become less engaged at school. And we know engagement precedes learning, and learning becomes this uphill struggle without deep inquiry and exploration. And as adults, questioning is largely discouraged. As adults, we perceive, often correctly, that questioning can be hazardous to our career. That to raise a hand in a meeting and ask why is the risk being seen as uninformed or insubordinate. We need to fix this. Our world is changing. As far back as 2010, the Wall Street Journal predicted that new college grads will have 7 careers, not jobs, careers over the course of their lifetime. More than ever, it's not what we know, but how quickly we respond to change. And we need to consider a shift from pedagogy to andragogy to hudagogy. Notwithstanding the fact that I managed to combine 3 of the messiest words into one single sentence, I think there's a profound thought here. Literally translated, pedagogy means to lead the child, andragogy to lead the adult, hudagogy to lead, to find. Pedagogy in a traditional sense is instructional learning. The teacher provides the destination and the knowledge. Andragogy is self-directed. The path and pace feature greater student involvement. In hudagogy, there isn't necessarily a prescribed path. The learner chooses the what and the how. Now, as an example, when I was 12 years old, with the help of my friends and my brother, I taught myself computer programming. I wanted to recreate some of my favorite arcade games of the day, some classics like Asteroids and Space Invaders. Now, I didn't go to my parents or my teachers for help. They were still trying to figure out how to program the VCR. And the skills I learned through that process still serve me today. I use debugging methods in assessment, gaming theory in student engagement, interactive design in presentations and training. The most beneficial learning for me throughout my lifetime occurred outside the classroom. And when employers were asked to identify the top qualities they were seeking in new college grads, GPA, school reputation, and classes, bottom of the list. At the top, according to the Chronicle of Higher Education, were skills outside of academics, internships, jobs, volunteering, and extracurriculars, which brings us to our work. I am tired of hearing that our work is value added. We are educators. Our work is value equal. We are ideally positioned to help students choose their own adventure, to provide the skills, the knowledge, the experiences and opportunities that encourage a lifetime of learning. Now, as you may have guessed, these are my boys, my 3 boys featured in this presentation. At the end of the day, I don't ask them what they learned. I instead say, did you ask any good questions today? Because in a world where information has never been more accessible and the pace of change never greater, those who can curate and customize their learning and ask good questions are destined to take the lead. And the purpose of education must shift to teach us how to think, not what to think. Those who can figure out how to lay the foundations for this will be the most successful. In the end, the curious will win. Thank you very much.